Jolton Joe Brennan. Jolton Joe Brennan, a 1947 Helena High graduate, was a six-time All-Stater in 3 different sports. On the gridiron, he remains the only football player in local history to make All-State as a freshman. His junior year, Jolton Joe rushed for 12 touchdowns with long runs of 95, 64, 63, 60, and 56 yards. In basketball, he helped the Bengals to the 1945 state championship and was widely regarded as the toughest defensive guard in the state. Brennan won 5 state titles in track and field. In 1945, he was high point scorer at the state meet, copying the 100-yard dash, the 220, the broad jump, and anchoring the 880 relay. Brennan went on to play hoops for the University of Montana, serving as Grizz co-captain in 1951. Justin Brown. Justin Brown is Helena High's all-time leading basketball scorer. A 4-year Cage Letterman from 1994 to 97, he established over a dozen school records, the most notable being his 1,235 career points and a 24.5 season average. Justin scored over 30 points in a game 7 times with a high of 37. In 1997, the 2-time first-team All-Stater was named the Montana Gatorade Player of the Year and the state tournament MVP. He was selected All-American by both USA Today and Street and Smith. In track, Brown captured the 1996 AA 110 hurdles championship. He went on to play college hoops for Montana State, where as a sophomore he led the Bobcats in scoring and was named All-Big Sky. Dave Armstrong. Dave Armstrong first became involved with training sled dogs during World War II at Camp Rimini. In the 1970s, he was instrumental in developing sled dog racing in Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho. Dave went on to compete in the sport for over 25 years. Armstrong served as treasurer of Montana Mountain Mushers from 1971 to 2004. In 1987, he appeared on the first official poster for the Governor's Cup, and in 2006, he was the Grand Marshal for the Race to the Sky. Armstrong also created the Camp Rimini exhibit for the Fort Harrison, Montana Military Museum. Carrie Damshin Krebs. Carrie Damshin Krebs holds the Capitol High track and field records of 20 career state medals and 7 medals earned in one state meet. She captured 5 individual track crowns, including 2 AA 300 hurdles championships and part of 3 relay victories. Damshin received 9 letters at CHS from 1995 to 98 in track, volleyball, and basketball. She was part of 3 Lady Bruin team championships. Collegiately, Carey helped Montana State University to the 2001 Big Sky title. She is a 3-time conference titleist, 2 in the 400 hurdles and the 1600 relay. She set 2 Lady Bobcat records in the 400 hurdles and the 1600 relay. High school sports. The late Edwin S. Thomas was the architect of the state's first basketball dynasty. As Helena High's head coach, Thomas won 4 state hoops championships, capturing 3 successive titles from 1914 to 1916, and another crown in 1919. In 19 years, from 1911 to 1930, the Bengal skipper compiled a 214.97 career record for .688 winning percentage, while achieving 11 top 3 showings at state. Affectionately called the Colonel by his charges, he produced 17 consecutive winning seasons. Thomas also coached HHS track for 21 years, taking second in 1910, while achieving 4 third-place finishes. Jewel Stanley Hurley. During the 1950s, Jewel Stanley Hurley was one of the state's top women's fast-pitch softball players. At Helena High from 1944 to 1947, she earned 3 GAA chevrons and was elected president of the H Club her senior year. In the Women's City Softball Leagues, Jewel was one of the first pitchers to incorporate the windmill delivery. She was part of 2 state championship teams, the 1950 Sandys Texicans and the 1954 undefeated Freezers, and 2 more state runner-up clubs. For her career, Hurley won nearly 100 career games while losing only about 15. She hurled 6 no-hitters and dozens of shutouts and once struck out 20 batters in a 7-inning game. (1998) Capitol High Volleyball. The 1998 Capitol High Spikers won the first state volleyball championship in local history. During the season, the Lady Bruins captured the Missoula Invitational crown and went 7-4 in conference play. At the state tourney, CHS won its first 2 matches before being knocked into the losers bracket by Billings Senior. They next defeated Missoula Big Sky in the semis to advance to the championship versus Senior, where they needed to win twice. Capital was able to do just that, vanquishing the Bronx 3-0 and 3-2, culminated by a thrilling comeback after an 11-5 deficit in the last set. Ron Banks. The late Ron Banks earned 9 letters at Helena High from 1968 to 71, 3 each in football, wrestling, and track and field. On the mats, he is the only grappler in local history to win back-to-back undefeated state championships. His last 2 years, the 6'4", 250-pound Banks went 39-0-1 with 30 pins. His career winning percentage of .889, 48-6-1, still stands as a school record. Ron went on to earn 2 Frontier Conference heavyweight MAT titles for Western Montana College. In football, he was a 2-way All-State lineman with the Bengals and later ridded collegiately for Western, where he was offered a tryout with the Denver Broncos. Ron later participated in 9 Governor's Cup marathons. Ann Lehman Seifert has competed in 92 triathlons in the past 25 years, winning almost 2/3 of those races. She has participated in 5 Hawaii Ironman World Triathlons, with her best showing in 1993 when she finished runner-up in her age group. Ann is a 2-time All-American, named by Inside Triathlon magazine and USA Triathlon. Seifert, who owns 10 Spring Meadow Lake titles, captured 2 Northwest Tri-Sport Series overall championships, and in 1994 she won the Ironman Canada Triathlon, setting a record for her age group. Scott Schmidt. Every extreme sport that we know of today can be, in part, traced back to Scott Schmidt. Recognized now as one of the most famous skiers in the world, as a Helena High senior, Scott won the Northern Division Downhill and Giant Slalom Championships in 1979. His sequences in the 1987 movie Wizard of Oz played a huge role in popularizing extreme skiing. Scott is perhaps best known for a style named after him called the Schmidt Smear. He has appeared in the motion pictures True Lies and Aspen Extremes, as well as 37 ski films, including Warren Miller's The Scott Schmidt Story. His national TV stints include Good Morning America, Johnny Carson's Late Show, NBC's Today Show, and Wide World of Sports. Flora Wong. Flora Wong has amassed over 500 running and swimming medals in seniors competition. For the past 17 years, she has participated in every one of the Montana Senior Olympics, in addition to taking part in every single Big Sky State Games for the past 19 years. In 1999, Flora was named the Big Sky State Games Athlete of the Year. Since 1998, she has competed in the Huntsman World Senior Games in St. George, Utah. Flora has completed 4 Portland marathons and participated in 3 National Senior Olympics in Baton Rouge, San Antonio, and Tucson. In 2002, she competed in the FINA World Masters Championships in New Zealand. Kevin Nordahl. Kevin Nordahl was a 7-time Montana Professional Rodeo Circuit champion. He won 4 MPRC all-around titles, 2 bull riding crowns, and 1 steer wrestling championship. At Capitol High, he earned 6 letters, 4 in wrestling and 2 in football. In 1977-78, he captured 2 state high school bull riding titles and 1 all-around championship. Kevin garnered the reserve bull riding at the 1978 National High School Finals Rodeo. He rodeoed for Casper Community College and Montana State University, qualifying for the College National Final Rodeo all 3 years. Nordahl won championships in the Central Rocky Mountain region in steer wrestling and the Big Sky Conference all around. (1996) Capitol High football. The 1996 Capitol Bruins completed the school's first ever undefeated football season while garnering a 4th state grid championship. The Bruins overcame deficits in both postseason games to win the title. In the semifinals, they fell behind Billings West 14-0 before rallying to pull out a 34-27 victory. In the championship game versus C.M. Russell, CHS was down 14-7 with 4:58 to play. But after scoring a touchdown to get within 1, Capital performed a successful 2-point conversion to claim the title 15-14 and finished with an unblemished 12-0 record. Suzanne Krings. Suzanne Krings was a 6-time All-Stater for Capitol High, 4 in track and 2 in volleyball. She was part of the 1998 Lady Bruins Volleyball Championship while establishing school spiker records in 3 categories. Suzanne helped CHS to 2 state track titles while capturing 4 individual championships, 2 each in the high jump and long jump. She holds the school record for most career points at the state track meets, along with the pole vault and the high jump marks. At the University of Montana, Krings was a 4-time Big Sky champion, setting Lady Grizz records in 5 different events. An NCAA Vault All-American, she placed 5th in the pentathlon at the USA Indoor Championships. Shirley Chesterfield Stanton. Shirley Chesterfield Stanton has been a coach at Capitol High School covering 4 different decades. During this time, she has directed 4 state championship teams, 2 in track in 1996 and 97, and 2 in gymnastics in 1987 and 1989. She has also guided her teams to 5 state runners-up and 2 third-place finishes. Chester took over as the Bruin ladies head track coach in 1979 and still serves in that capacity 30 years later. Shirley, who also coached volleyball for 4 years, is a past recipient of the Dick Muffick Award and is a 3-time Montana Coach of the Year. In 2002, she was inducted into the Montana Coaches Hall of Fame. 1954 Freezers Ice Cream Parlor Softball. The 1954 Freezers Ice Cream Parlor women's fast pitch team claimed both the city and state championships, compiling a spotless 16-0 record in the process. The Freezers went 12-0 to cop the city title, beating their arch rival Dave's Plasters in the finals 16-5. At the state tournament in Missoula, Freezers went 4-0, again defeating Dave's for the championship. After ending regulation play in the Chipper tied at 9-all in 7 innings, the Freezers won the game in the 8th frame, 10-9, to claim the state crown.